The Drop with Frank and Brian is officially brought to you by Switch Suspension. Switch Suspension specializes in all vehicle chassis components. Lift kits, lowering kits, air ride suspension, wheels, tires, steering, and brake upgrades. They use all the best products from the best brands. And these guys are truck guys. You roll into their parking lot at the shop, and they all drive custom vehicles. So they use their products that they sell on their own vehicles. So if you guys are looking for anything for your vehicles, whether you're just starting out or you just need some replacement parts or whatever, give them a call or visit their website, switchsuspension.com. That's recording. It's got the
box. Yeah, it's recording.
So you have to pay attention to that because I don't have it plugged in to the power.
Oh, it's just running on the battery.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
pay attention to that.
Yeah, we'll look at that every once in a while.
Okay. So here we are.
That's episode 51.
I know, dude. We're so close.
So close to the year.
So close. And then when we get back, so let's give the audience some context here. We're sitting here in Maggie Valley, North Carolina.
Yes.
We're at Mini Nats, ready for the weekend. It's currently Thursday night.
And if you're listening to this, we're sitting in a hotel room. Mm-hmm. And the last time we edited, or the last time that we recorded in a hotel room, we messed up the footage.
That's right. Camera. Oh yeah, that's right, with the roulette.
So we can't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah. So we're
stop recording, then pull out.
Stop recording. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But here we are, man. I'm stoked. I'm super happy. It's been a good journey so far, hasn't it?
It has. I think so.
Started with me, so.
Well, hold on, real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
We don't. Yeah, we're jumping the gun. Mm-hmm. We don't need to go chronological trip order. Let's just kind of roll into this thing.
Okay.
I'm just trying to make sure that this is all good.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. This will be a little weird episode because it's Thursday. We're going to edit it tonight, which will be easy. Just export it. And then we're going to upload it and hopefully not have to worry about it.
Yeah, when this episode comes out, Mini Nats will be over.
Yeah, and then our next episode we'll be able to talk about Mini Nats.
Right. So this is really just like pre-trip, the way out here.
Yeah, this is just about the trip.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I was saying. It started Monday.
Yeah.
With me leaving SoCal, which... For people who know this or know how we do it, I usually leave Tuesday morning-ish. Get to your house Tuesday night. We get up Wednesday. We usually have to run a couple errands, pick up hats and stuff like that. And then we get on the road and we drive straight here for like 30 something hours.
Yeah. And we roll into the show usually around 9:00 on Thursday night. And by the time we're done dropping the trailer and everything and getting back to the hotel, it's midnight and we're back up at like 6 a.m.
Yep. Yeah. It's so rough, dude.
And then it's nonstop because this show's a little like when the show's over around 4 or 5, the cruising starts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
yeah. It does.
We feel the pressure of like.
Do you remember last year, like how like Friday was super busy. Saturday was busy. I think it was Saturday night. The Indiana guys wanted to go out to eat. We're like, yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
And we drive all the way. It was kind of far, the restaurant they wanted to go to. So we drive all the way there. And we get there and you're like, we got to go back. We can't.
Yeah.
I think you rolled in and saw the parking lot packed and you're like, no.
No, I wasn't. I was going to turn around the second we got there. I don't care where it was because I was in the bed of the truck.
Oh,
I was filming rolling shots as we were leaving. And then we just kept driving and I'm in the back seat and I was like.
That's right. Daniel was sitting next to me.
Yeah. I was like, all right, guys, we're going back.
Yeah.
And they're like, you're not going to dinner with us? I'm all no. Because we need as much footage as we can. So.
And that just goes to show you just how intense this show is.
It
just goes.
Yeah. And then Friday night after the cruising, we come back to the room or we try to do whatever. And then we're just back up early in the morning on Saturday and then into the cruising Saturday night and then back up on Sunday. And then right after the show Sunday, we get on the road.
Yeah, we're out of here.
So this was... And I've been a little off this whole. I think we both have.
Yeah. It's been it's been different because now this trip, I left SoCal Monday, got to your house Monday night. We got going Tuesday about 11.
You didn't even get there Monday night. It was the afternoon.
Oh yeah. I got there like 6 o'clock.
Yeah, and I always feel rushed. Like, okay, Frank's coming today. I got to be ready. And you got there, and we just were kind of like, what do we do?
Yeah, it was really chill. You finished the LSD video, which is uploaded. People should go check that out.
Yeah.
It's a good video. I haven't watched it yet because like when you finished it when I was there on Monday. And then you uploaded it, and then we were on the road, so I haven't actually had a chance to watch it yet. But everybody says it's really good.
I hope it is. It was fun to make. And then it just, we felt we were a day ahead the whole time, the whole trip, but it felt like we were like regular time as we usually leave. So, I don't know. It just felt, and we even got a hotel room the first night. We never get a hotel room, like you said. We just bomb all the way here. So we got a hotel room. Where was the first night we got a hotel?
Texas, somewhere to Shamrock, Texas.
So the border of Texas and Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, because we were driving and we're like, man, we're tired. Let's just stop. And we're like, okay.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Usually you're just like, I was like, I'm gonna sleep, and then you're like, okay, I'm tired, and then I'll drive for like an hour, and then I'm like, oh, I'm done, and then you drive and we're back and forth, and then we're just miserable the whole weekend. And it just feels strange being here. And now the thing now though is we're gonna do this all the time.
Oh yeah, I think it's the way to go. Yeah. I don't know. We were saying earlier, like, we don't know why we do stuff sometimes. Mm-hmm. Like, why for the last 3 or 4 times that we've been here, we do that. I don't know. It's just.
It's so far away, and we don't want to be gone for. I mean, you're gone. You usually leave Tuesday, so you're gone for a whole week, Tuesday to Tuesday, and it's just a lot.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not much different leaving Monday, but I don't know why we do it. We just always just drove straight through as much as possible.
It's like a weird mentality. I think it's because like we get stuck in that mentality of like go, and we kind of feel comfortable in that. We kind of feel comfortable in the pressure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And subconsciously, I don't think we know like, oh, I'm gonna wait till the pressure's on, then I'm gonna perform better. I think subconsciously we do it to ourselves.
I think so too. It's I don't know, but then we woke up on Wednesday morning.
Wednesday, yes.
And like not even like super early. We were just like, oh, that's right.
Yeah, you have to tell. Yeah, but there's some more to
this.
So
there's some more to this. So we're trying to calculate getting to our Hattie B's, our chicken spot. You guys have heard us talking about it a million times. In Nashville, there's this one. We know the spot at Hattie B's that we go to in Nashville. We know that to go to that one because there's a parking for the trailer. It's just it's easy, like in, off the freeway, on, or eat, back on the freeway and go. But they close at 10. So we're in Texas and we have to be to Nashville by 10.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, if we leave by 9 in the morning, we can make it.
Yeah, by close like 8:30 or 9
yeah, with gas stops and stuff. Like we're going to be pushing it. So, and then luckily we missed. There was some pretty bad weather in Oklahoma. There's some tornadoes and stuff. So we
really quick story about that. It was kind of funny. I don't think I told you this after it happened, but along the way we stopped at that McDonald's and like I got food. And I'm just kind of waiting for my food. I'm looking up at the monitor and I'm like looking at the weather. And it kind of took me a second to process what it was saying because all tornadoes, blah, blah, blah. And it's all Oklahoma, OKC. I'm like, we literally just drove through there.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was like a crazy feeling to see all this like.
I mean, we missed it by like 8 hours. But still,
that's pretty close.
Yeah, it's too close.
It was because it was windy as we went through there.
It's always doesn't need to be a tornado or not. That's just a normal thing for Oklahoma. I mean, that whole 40 from like New Mexico to all the way through is just always wind.
Yeah.
But regardless.
Anyway, sorry, I just had to interject that because that was a funny little thing.
You're because usually we look at like the TV and we see tornado stuff and it doesn't affect us because there's no tornadoes where we live.
Right.
So, but now being in the area, you're like, all right. So that was.
I know it's getting out like it's so hard to remember.
Also, you guys all have to remember, me and Frank were just in a truck for the last 3 days, basically straight, talking the whole time, and then we get here and now we have to talk to each other again.
Yeah.
And then so it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So then so we wake up Wednesday, we get on the road, and where did we go? So Wednesday we're going through Oklahoma, get there.
So we get up Wednesday morning with the idea that we're trying to get to Memphis by 8:30.
Not Memphis, Nashville.
No, I'm sorry. Yes, Nashville.
Yeah.
And we're like kind of not stressed out, but kind of like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
So you're like, hey, well, just let's see if there is a Hattie B's in Memphis.
Yeah.
And there is.
Yeah.
There's actually a Hattie B's in Memphis.
So we're like 6. So we just put the GPS on and we're like, dude, we'll be there at like 7.
Yeah, it wasn't even
Perfect.
dark by the time we got there.
No. No. But we're like sick. We cross the Mississippi. We see Memphis. And it's right off the freeway, too.
Yeah.
So we get off the freeway, and I was like, this neighborhood looks a little like
Rough?
little rough
Little
around
rough.
the edges.
Yeah.
And then the GPS was like turn left on this road, but it wasn't a light. It was like a neighborhood, and I'm all,
Yeah. Like,
I'm just gonna. I'd like when I don't know where I'm at. I don't want to drive through neighborhoods.
right. Yeah.
I want to just keep on main streets, turn at lights. That's just
and
what
it
it
kept
is.
on like, come on.
And it kept just like getting rougher and rougher.
Uh-huh.
And Memphis already has like a.
What?
It's like
Reputation.
yeah, it's like Compton, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like you don't want to like be in Compton
Yeah.
when you're not from there,
Right.
Because people can look at you and go, "You're not from here."
Exactly.
And we'd had stuff in the bed of the truck.
Mm-hmm.
We have a trailer. We have this little stupid white truck. You know what I mean?
We'll
like,
get there.
yeah. So like I was like, you know what? And then and it just get a little rough. I was like, you know what, Frank? I'm not gonna stop here.
Mm-hmm. I could tell because we were both feeling the same way.
Yeah.
But I was like kind of gauging how you were feeling.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, I got the vibe, and you were like, being, knowing you for so long and going on these trips and kind of being in the same space for so long, I've gotten to know like little cues.
Yeah.
And I was like, I could tell you're a little stressed out.
Yeah.
You're a little stressed out, and I'm like, okay. And I was getting that feeling too. And we're like going deeper into these neighborhoods and stuff like that. And yeah. And then you were like, I don't think we're gonna go. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
like I'm cool with that.
Yeah. So then I was like trying to like, okay, let me figure out how to get back to the freeway.
Mm-hmm.
So like I just like GPS Nashville. So I was like, all right, so it's like make a left here. I'm like, I'm not going down these streets.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait for a light.
Mm-hmm.
Finally got a light, made a left, and we both look over, and it's like a CVS parking lot, like
Think of like
a grocery store parking lot.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
With a, I don't know, 90 or 2010 to anywhere. I don't know what it was because it was burnt down.
It was burnt.
It was a Chevy crew cab truck of some sort, burnt to the ground. Don't know when it was burnt to the ground because it looked like it
had been there. It looked like it had burnt down, and everybody was like, okay.
Yeah, that's it.
And it just was sitting there.
Yeah.
And like that was the moment we were both like, okay, we got to get out of here.
Yeah. This is not us.
Yeah.
So we got out of there, and then we got on the freeway, and now we're going to make it to Nashville to that Hattie B's at 10:30. So obviously it didn't work. So we were just like, let's get a hotel like close to Nashville and hit Hattie B's up for lunch.
Right.
At this time, we kind of realized this entire trip is dictated by a chicken sandwich.
I know. That is
By
the
one.
funniest part. Decisions are being made.
Life and death decisions were made in Memphis based on a stupid chicken sandwich. And when I say stupid, I respect this chicken sandwich. That's how good it is.
Dude, well, that is the truth.
Yeah.
It is an amazing chicken sandwich. And like I posted it today on Instagram, and I thought about it. Like, it is a chicken sandwich ultimately, but that chicken sandwich represents so much more.
What does it represent? It just represents like a goal, maybe?
Yeah, well, to me, it represents accomplishment.
Yeah.
Like we did this thing, and like every year, because we stop every single year, and it's like the trips where we were pushing all the way through.
Yeah.
That was like the goal. Is like, hey man, as long as we get there, we're gonna get this chicken sandwich. We're gonna get there. So you get there and you feel like we did it. We accomplished the goal. And usually in like in years past, we've had to get Angie and Chelsea at the airport.
Yeah.
And so that sort of tied into it as well. Like it was something to do before we got them.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of turned into something more. So I'm pretty sure I can imagine like all of these people who are listening and watching and following us along. They're like, what is wrong with these dudes in this damn chicken sandwich?
Just get a sandwich somewhere else.
Yeah. Wait, go to Popeyes.
Yeah, just go. No.
Yeah. This one is special.
Yeah.
Not only because it is objectively like delicious. It's a really good sandwich, but I thought about that like it's the accomplishment. It's almost like you get there, you have it, and you're like, mission accomplished.
Yeah, because I would be really bummed if we didn't get the chicken sandwich. Like if we decided we're not going to make it to Nashville, we'll just drive past Nashville and we'll figure it out on the way home, and we didn't get it.
Yeah, you'd be bummed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it definitely represents more than just some food item.
Yeah.
So that was an adventure, and it was so funny how everything was like that was dictating everything we were doing. But But it was good. It was damn
good. And we got to see like so the road. So we after Nashville after Hattie B's we get back on the road, and then we hit Buc-ee's an hour later.
Yeah, because last year when we came out, I saw it being built. I was like, oh my gosh, there's going to be a Buc-ee's here. So I knew, because if you think about it, we do a lot of strange things. Because here's the other strange thing we did. You know what I'm about to talk about. The other strange thing we did was coming out last year, we saw that Buc-ee's being built. And this trip has always not included a Buc-ee's unless there was a years we did Battle Alabama the next weekend, went down to Alabama. There's one down there. But this trip, when we're just coming out here, is none. So we saw it on the way out, and then it was like missing. And that part was missing. We're like, what are we going to do? So we rerouted our entire trip home to go down to Alabama to go hit the Buc-ee's and then go home.
Yeah.
We're insane.
We are. Some people like to hit like do things on trips like touristy stuff. Mm-hmm. Now we just like the food.
Mm-hmm. And another kind of like cool byproduct that happened from just the chill trip out here is like, we were just like, I think obviously we're in better moods. Like the whole time we were like in better moods. We weren't like this grind of like moving and going and going. We're in way better moods. We were like in Nashville. It was a beautiful day today.
Oh, that's what I was going to say too. Like the after Buc-ee's, like that drive on the 40 through the Smoky Mountains.
Oh yeah.
We always do it at night.
Mm-hmm.
This time we got to see it during the day.
Yeah. And it was awesome.
And it was a perfect day. And then we just like drove into the show, dropped the trailer, set up our easy ups, and just kind of like, it was still weird. And it still is weird.
Yeah, it still is weird.
Because I was freaking out after that.
I noticed.
Yeah. I had a little thing going.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it turns out you just needed to eat, but that's fine.
Yeah.
But no, that was a part of it. So that's the other unique. So there's so many unique things about this trip. That's the other unique thing is, again, so we talked about in the last episode, we're bringing the Maverick out. Yeah. I left the Titan at your house, which another weird thing. Yeah. I loaded up. It all started at my house because usually I'm getting my trailer ready, strapping stuff down, getting ready, checking tires, doing all this stuff. Well, this time I put all of my stuff in the bed of the Titan and drove out to your place and then put it in your new trailer to pull the Maverick. So that was weird. That was cool because like I was mobbing along, just heading out to your house doing like 80, 85, just cruising. My truck, when it pulls the trailer, gets 10 miles a gallon. Period. Yeah. Like that's what it gets. Sometimes it gets a little worse, like on the way back from LST. That we do that stretch between like Fort Stockton and El Paso. Yeah, where it's windy. And it's windy, and like something clicks in my brain because usually like I'll take over that little part, and then you take over from like El Paso to your pad. I just don't care anymore. I just want to get home, so I'm just mashing that thing. Yeah, and I'm just going. So that stretch is usually 8 miles a gallon. So the truck between 8, and if we really baby it, like really take care of it, we can squeeze like 12 and a half. Yeah, because I drive slower than you do. Yeah, you're able to squeeze out like 12. And you keep the cruise control on, so like there's a hill. Well, I know, but even when you did though, it was like so cruise control when you're driving on flat, it's whatever. But when you're towing a trailer and you're trying to maintain 75, that thing just screams. Mm-hmm. And me, I don't do cruise control. No. So when I come to a hill, I like it's back down to like 65 and then up to 75, and then I just don't drive fast. And and now. With that Maverick, I can see my live gas mileage, my average. So now it's a game to me. Yeah. It's definitely a visual thing because I can't see my truck. My truck, barely can tell you how much gas is in it. Same. Yeah, it's weird. Identical. The gas gauge is messed up. So we're going off of like miles on the odometer. It's dicey. But so on the way out to your house, I got 17 miles to the gallon. Yeah. So that was awesome. We get to your house. And then so now the other new thing. So my truck, the Titans can obviously pull a ton more. Yeah. My trailer is bigger. Yeah. And so it's sort of like we never really, unless we like that one time when we overloaded it, we never really think about that stuff. Yeah. We just sort of like throw our stuff in it and hit the road. But this time with the Maverick only being able to tow about 2,000 pounds, we were super careful. Yeah. First of all, you got a smaller trailer. Yes. So that you got a smaller trailer. And then we weighed everything and put it in, and we were like writing it down. So that was another kind of interesting experience. It was. And then I'm like, okay, well, if we leave this here and leave this here, but then I don't know, it was cool that we were just like pretty spot on. Oh, dude, yeah, we were like dead on, and the truck did amazing. Yeah. It got between like I don't think it never dipped below like 20. No, it got between 20 and 23 the whole time. And we're like going to Phillips, and you know what's another funny thing about that whole thing was. There's one thing in my brain because I'm still thinking Titan 28 gallons. Yeah. So I'm like, we're going to drive forever. We're never going to have to get gas.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's a 13-gallon tank. You're still getting like 20.
Well, it's 14, so it's exactly half of what the Titan is.
Okay, all right. So you're getting 23 miles a gallon, but you're still doing the same amount of stops.
Yes.
But it's just when we do stop, it's like $40.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's like 30 to 40.
Yeah.
Not 60 to 80.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or more depending on like
Where
when
you're
I
at.
leave. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I had to put gas in mine anyway in California, but yeah. So all of these like interesting different things. It was
It was all
cool.
new and exciting, and the truck was comfortable to ride in.
It was. It did amazing. It did so good.
It's exactly perfect. Like we can't upsize anymore.
No.
Like that's it.
Yeah, that was kind of because we talked about a ton of things, but one of the things we talked about is like sometimes we'll bring someone out, like last to LSU we brought Lindsay along,
Yeah.
and that worked out. Or like Doug from Creative House who makes our stickers. Thank you, Doug. We'll bring out trophies for him and take him to shows. So, but again, we didn't think about it. We're just like, okay, put it in.
Yep.
But
Now-
now we have to be like cautious.
Now Doug and Lindsay guys are SOL.
Yeah.
Just
Sorry.
kidding. If you want us to bring trophies and or you and your stuff, we'll bring the Titan.
And-
It's just going to be more gas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm. I mean, that's what we figured.
Yeah.
And it's kind of neat that we have all these options now.
It is.
It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah. And it's neat that we stop at hotels like adults.
Mm-hmm. Not sleeping in the truck.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because we had a
Random
couple
places.
guys, like Tom and those guys from Arizona, just blow by us in that dually and stuff. And I saw them post on Facebook like, drove straight through, and I'm like, nope, no.
We were also a little incognito, huh?
We
Like,
were.
people
Only
were-
one person recognized us.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, they blew by us, and they like, yeah, you're not going to notice us.
Just cruising.
Yeah.
Just tiny
Little- Yeah, because the Titans had their own thing. They had like people kind of knew, and you knew all those stickers on the back of the trailer, so it was kind of like whatever. But
Yeah.
this just looked like someone moving across country.
And it never. And the most surprising thing to me, it would never like, it never struggled. It was like we're doing 70, 75 the whole time.
I looked down a few times, and I was doing 80, but
Yeah.
like it'll do 80, and it'll be fine. And it's not that I'm not comfortable doing 80. But again, I watched that gas mileage,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, well, I might be able to get there an hour before or 2 hours. But the amount of times you stop and get gas, going that fast, sometimes doesn't really do you much good.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
It
no,
is
it was
what it
cool. It was also cool driving a brand new vehicle, which was another funny thing because we're so used to our like antiquated like trucks, and we were like, because it was funny because like this is a funny thing you said was like, I'm like, we're both like, whoa, Apple CarPlay, whoa, like all of these like neat little.
well,
things.
I'm used to Apple CarPlay.
Oh, okay. Well, what like I don't know, whatever. We were looking at different things.
Yeah.
I was blown. Okay, I'm not.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like blown away all this stuff, and you're like, like people like regular people have cars, and they're just like, this is like normal things.
Well, what I meant by that was like, this is a very low, like it's not low quality, but it's a very entry level vehicle.
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
So there's not a lot of options on it. But compared to our old trucks,
Yeah.
they are this is a luxury truck.
It's luxury.
If someone that had like a newer vehicle, like that was kind of had some nice options on it and stuff, and they got in the Maverick, they'd be like, well, this is kind of like, oh, this is cute. This is that's cool. Where's your, I don't know,
where's your heated seats?
yeah, your
Where's
heated seats, your heated steering wheel, your heated cup
automatic
holders.
adjusted.
Yeah, you can't adjust this. The passenger seat's not power. I'm like,
Is the driver's seat power? That's not power either, is it?
it is not power.
Yeah,
No,
it's
no.
not. Well, my Titan is power.
Yeah, mine is too.
Yeah, I know, right?
My 04.
Your 04, my 05. Yeah.
Yeah, it's but yeah, it was nice like doing that, like knowing your miles per gallon, and it's just I don't know, it's just what it is. Don't mind us. We haven't had a new vehicles in a long time.
I know, right?
Like,
I think it's kind of funny. I think it's kind of funny how we are.
yeah, like my wife's had new, like we have as a married couple have had new cars, but she drives those to work every day. I don't. So I haven't had like something new since 2004.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Even Angie's car, like I always, it's funny how you think of things. Like I always thought, Angie's is the new car. That's the new car. Her car just turned 10 years old this year.
Oh, really?
I'm like, yeah, well, that's an old car now.
Yeah. I know. And it's all like new, and cars are a weird thing too. It's like, you get your phone, and then people want to get the new phone when the new model comes out, and the new model comes out. I'm already thinking like, I want to get another Maverick. I want to get a Toyota. If the Toyota makes a small truck, like I want to get that. Like I got to get my like. No, I don't want to get in this trap.
Yeah, but it's a little tempting because
It
now
is a
that
little
you have
tempting.
it.
What
Because
messes?
now it's messing with me. Now I'm just driving. I'm like, This is pretty nice.
That's what happened to me when I drove Doug's Chevy truck to one of the shows the first time and then had to get back in my Titan. Like,
That's going to be an interesting thing for me because I'm going to get back to my truck after driving that, being in it. I'm going to wonder how that's going to go.
It's going to be fine when you don't have to make a car payment next month.
That's true. Yeah.
That's the part that the actual part that messes with me is the mileage. I don't want to like I don't want to like rack mileage on this truck and like make it an old truck. Like my Titan doesn't matter. It was it's always been like an old truck. The mileage didn't matter. I don't care how many miles get put on that. But I'm like, even next weekend for when I go out to the diesel truck show in California, I rented a car.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, like because I'm gonna put what is it like 3,500 miles on the truck this trip. I don't want to have a truck with 100,000 miles in 2 years.
Yeah,
like I
true.
don't want to do it's that. So now I'm thinking my thought process is, okay, well I'll just not care how many miles on the Maverick. I'll just drive it and drive it and drive it, because even a Maverick with 30,000 miles on it is worth more. Like you can still sell it for a lot of money, especially the hybrid. So I figure if I just did whatever and then just bought another Maverick next year when they like order one and it takes a year to get here, then just trade that one in and have another one with 0 miles. Because I don't want to have to worry about the mileage. Like I don't want that to be a thing, but it's definitely going to be a thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at the mileage and go, oh, I'll just drive the Titan across town to save 100 miles on the Maverick.
Yeah.
But I don't want to do that.
But you know what? Maybe you might change and you're like, I don't care.
I probably will.
Yeah.
I probably will. It's just
because the other one's just so comfortable and it's the gas mileage and it's easy to drive.
Yeah.
Not that the Titan's not easy to drive. It's just easy to drive.
Well, just like when we pulled into that hotel and we had to like turn around.
Oh yeah, and yeah, like
little truck, little trailer, and just busted you. I also love the fact that other vendors and other things, like they start out with like a truck and a trailer and an easy up, or a truck and an easy up, and then a couple years go by and they might get a vendor trailer, or they might get 2 more easy ups. Then they need a bigger truck to pull the bigger trailer. And then it's like this, and this, and it's then now next thing you know, there's just this huge thing where after how many years we've been doing this, you've been doing the vendor thing longer than I have.
Yeah, not by much.
But after, I think 2000, so we'll just say 10 years that we went smaller.
Yeah, like smaller, more streamlined.
We're like, let's figure out how to make this fit into something smaller. Not that we needed to go smaller, or anything, but it was just like, let's figure out how to make this a little bit more efficient.
Yeah, and that's what we're always doing. We're always adapting and figuring stuff out and streamlining things. Sometimes it takes us like a little bit longer because just like doing the driving straight here, there's no reason why we did that, or there's like, so eventually you just go like, wait, why am I doing that? And then you change it and you change it a little bit and it works out great and you're like, why the hell did I do that?
Yeah, why did we do so long? Well, I kind of explained to you too, like my mentality of the gas mileage thing. Of it's like, I don't think of it as more gas mileage. I think of it as the cost of gas is being less.
Oh yeah, that really kind of blew my mind.
Yeah, so if gasoline is gonna stay the price it is now, it might drop a little bit, it might raise a little bit, but so say it's $5 a gallon, right? It's $5 a gallon. I know it's not $5 a gallon where everyone lives, but I'm just giving you guys a number. So it's $5 a gallon now. In the Titan gets 15 miles to gallon, or driving around town. 10 pulling a trailer, which so $5 a gallon. The Maverick, if it gets double the miles per gallon, I don't look at it like that. I look at it like gas is now costing me $2.50 a gallon.
Exactly. Yeah. And when you said that, I was like, oh.
Yeah. So if gas goes to $10 a gallon, which is just insane, right? It's just, what if something crazy in the world happens and like there's not a lot of gas and it's $10 a gallon. Well, now gas is going to cost me $5 a gallon. It's not going to cost 10. It's going to cost 5. If I was in the Titan.
Because one thing gas is never going to do is like get super cheap again.
No.
There's no go down.
There's no reason for gas to get super cheap again, because what people fail to realize is like when I was in high school, I remember paying $1 for gas. And then my parents were like, I remember paying 30 cents for gas.
Exactly.
And it's just like anything else, food. Supplies, everything just goes up, naturally goes up. So gas is never going to go down to, I think in Texas it'll probably be in the 2s, wherever it's in the 3s right now out here. It's in the 4s in California and Arizona. So it's just like, I don't think it's ever going to have this drastic drop.
And I think that's why doing these things like scaling down, streamlining, scaling down, if people doing what we do want to have any kind of longevity, you kind of have to do that.
Yeah.
You know, because if you want to keep doing this, you want to keep traveling and selling merch and creating content, you have to figure out how to do that like the most cost effective way possible.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it'll be interesting to see as things go on, and we're always looking and paying attention. Like we'll see if other vendors start doing that. Like, oh, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think they will. I mean,
maybe I'm just saying.
Yeah, and some already do it. You know, so a lot of vendors don't need.
But what we also said about that was like sometimes that's part of the thing too, because the example that we used was like the I don't want to say the old KIK, but like when like KIK had the toter home, that was part of their thing.
That was part of their look. Like
exactly.
Okay, I'll use a better example. Remember Master Image Customs?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
this is probably and then when they got bought out by the other, they sold. Well, then they didn't have that big toter home anymore. They just had like I remember they rocked up to our show with the new owners with a small trailer, like a 24-foot enclosed and easy ups, and people were like, "What happened to Master Image Customs? They used to have a toter home and this huge trailer." So you know, same with KIK. They had the big toter home. Imagine if KIK just rocked up in a Maverick and a 5-foot trailer and a 10-foot 10 by 20 easy up. People would be like, yeah, because it is like an image thing. Yeah, you know,
and they kind of now that was the previous owners. Now Stuart owns it, and he's created a look with his. Oh yeah,
he's created
truck.
a whole crazy,
and it looks good. It looks so cool.
Yeah, but it's part of it, and it is. Image is definitely important.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong, but at the same time, me personally, I'm not a clothing company. You know, I mean, I am. But I'm not. I don't make my money selling.
Right.
My main money doing that. So I don't want to invest. Like we always talk about this. What do we get? We should get a vendor trailer. Oh yeah, and we'll split it, and then we'll get da 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 da. And I was like, yeah, but then we need like possibly a newer truck or a bigger truck, and then we need to do this and then this, like and then it's going to cost us even more in fuel. So we need to make sure we're going to make more at these shows.
And then we're back to driving straight through again. We're like, we can't get hotels.
Yeah, and it's just, or we get a motorhome, or we'll do this, and it's just like, and then every single trip we talk about that, and then it's just right back to the Titans make the most sense.
Exactly. Yeah, we always come to that same conclusion. There's been so many times I'm laying there like at night building, a Sprinter van that we could like sleep in, and then you like do all of this stuff. And, I want to bring the 4Runner. Okay, we'll get a trailer. We could pull the 4Runner and pull the booth, and you could do all this stuff. And then I fall asleep, and then the next day I'm like, no,
yeah,
just what we do works.
Yeah. I think I would go that route if I was like KIK and some of these other guys that are doing multiple shows a month. You know, if I was doing 2 shows a month, then maybe, and I was making that like a lot of money each show, then it makes sense. But I don't know.
Yeah, but the Maverick, man, it was just trucking along.
It was,
and it was comfortable. Like it wasn't, you know, like we had a lot of questions going into it. It's a smaller truck. Are we going to be like kind of? Because that was one thing we got in it and like
the very
down,
first thing,
and then we put our arms down because we're used to like a big old console in the Titan. And we're like, it's a little close.
Yeah, you're like, oh, sorry, my bad. Like who's we had to take turns with the center console, kind of like. But actually, it ended up working out. It was wide enough for both.
Yeah, after a while, you figured it out. And then what was the other thing where you were like, we're getting something out of the back, and I was like, I don't know if can you get me something? And you're like, let's see if I can reach it. And you just went.
Oh yeah, it was your.
I don't know what it was.
You wanted like another Pop-Tart or something.
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah, and you're like, can you get it? And I was like, yeah, and I just like, it's right here. And you're like, wait a minute, I can get that.
Oh,
and you
that's
just reached back and like, it's right there.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. Yeah, it's so funny. And it was really cool. The whole trip has been really cool. And now we're sitting here
on Thursday night, and the biggest mini truck show is about to be. It's
dude, I feel it. It's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be. There's obviously we've never been here this early on Thursday to kind of see it, but I mean, you drive into town, the small 4-lane highway through the town, and every little hotel. There's just these little hotels that dot both sides of the road. And restaurants, and they all have custom trucks in them.
Yeah, they're all like
at
just
the car wash, at the gas stations.
Yeah,
people are, and you're just like, usually you go to a show, you see like 1 or 2 vehicles, you see like whatever, like kind of cruising around, and but here it's insane.
It's ready
the
to pop off.
Whole town, and it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, and that's what's so unique about this place is 1 year, you know, I really didn't think about it. 1 year, we went down to the little like novelty store and was like getting, you know, gifts and stuff like that. And I was talking to the clerk, and she's like, "Oh, you guys in town for the truck show?" And we're like, "Yeah." I'm like, and she said something, and I don't know how we got on the subject, but she's like, "Yeah, we have stuff every weekend. Like this weekend's a truck show, next weekend's a Harley thing, the next weekend after is a hot rod show. Like this little town is built for what's happening this weekend.
Yeah,
like they're really well equipped. They're ready to like accommodate all of these people here, and so it works out really well. A lot of places you go to, like." The show is accommodating and the show is ready to handle all these people, but sometimes the surrounding areas aren't. And we've been to a lot of shows where they're like either not prepared for a bunch of people to be there, so they like run out of items or something like that. The local law enforcement isn't prepared for that many people to be there. So that happens a lot. But here, everybody's on board. Yeah. Law enforcement's on board. The fire department's on board. All of the businesses are on board. Everybody knows how to handle what's going to happen this week. Because
they do it every weekend. Whether it's a truck show, a motorcycle show, an arts and craft show, whatever it is. Yeah. It's just this is that town for that.
I saw a post from how should I put it? Like who? Because like you'd say like Lonnie and Radar and like they host LST or like Forbidden hosts a Forbidden show. What do you say in this situation? Like who?
Jason Bell.
So
Bell's Hot Rods.
Hot Rods. Yeah. Jason Bell. Yeah, I know. Yeah. So okay. So
it's him and his family that do this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So they put out a post saying, you know how there's that old like sticker like cruising's not a crime or skateboarding's not a crime. They're like cruising. Is not a crime here.
Yeah.
Cruising is completely legal.
Yeah.
Don't trip. Like all the cops are cool with it.
Yeah.
Just come and have a good time.
The first year we came, it kind of blew my mind because I've been to events like Southern Worthersea, which is not too far from here in a very similar town as this. And it just took over the whole town, and it was just as fun as this, but it was just Euro cars, right? And but people kind of got crazy. They started burning out, and it just kind of got a little overwhelming. Like the locals came up from the surrounding cities, and just whatever, it just kind of got out of control. So I remember the first year I came here, I asked Jason, I said, "Hey, what do they not want you to do here? Like dragging, like what do they want?" And he just said U-turns. And I went, "Oh, that they draw the lines at U-turns?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I was like, and then I started thinking about it. Makes sense. It's a 4-lane state highway essentially. So they don't want you to they want you to go way down and turn around and come back and
like a parking lot.
They don't just want, because if people are turning around, you're gonna cut in front of someone. You're gonna get an accident eventually. For sure. So I was like, oh, that makes sense. But it's still funny when I was like, what's the thing? Like, do they care if you drive up all night through 2 a.m, 3 a.m? And he's like, U-turns.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. But no, it's cool. The cruising, that's my favorite part about all of these shows, is because we've talked before, like on kind of like what we want to focus on in our videos. And one of the things I want to focus on is like we spend so much time, rightfully so, because these are car shows and that's what you do. But we focus so much time on showing these things off statically or not moving. I love showing them off working. I love showing them off moving. And this cruise this weekend is what just I live for, is filming and showing off that thing. Because like I said before, that's ultimately what I want to do. I just want to show people how cool this stuff is that's going on. Yeah. And the cruise definitely does that. It does, like the cruise, like it does get a little thick right there in front of the fairgrounds. You know that? Because like I guess the west to east side, which is the opposite side of the road, that's when everybody gets down. They'll go up to the end. They'll start there and like we've seen dudes drag basically from the pancake place up there all the way down to basically where we're at right now, because we're pretty much at the like kind of the end. Yeah, so going back west from here, like here at our hotel, it's because there's a group of people right in front of the show for the fairgrounds, and they kind of stop people and like well, I think one of the main problems is everybody's either going into the fairgrounds or coming out of the fairgrounds right there, because they're done cruising, so they go in. Yeah, if they could just get that going and moving, that'd be nice. Yeah, maybe they could figure something out. But another cool thing about this little town is like, what's the right word I'm gonna use? Like, the first word that comes to mind is campy. Like it's a campy little town, and so like a rafty river. With a rafty river. Telling me we were driving here, there's a river on the side of the road, and there's like rafting signs, river rafting here, and then like we're quiet for like 5 minutes, and then Frank looks over and he sees the river on the side of the road. He goes, "Man, that river's rafty." Well, it looks a little rafty down there.
So it's like, that's a new one.
So yeah, there is a river behind us.
There is a river, yeah.
There is a little river behind us. Well, was that a river or is that a creek?
I don't know.
I don't know.
There's me and Max Fish had this discussion one time on the way to Canada.
Mm-hmm.
There's creek, stream, river, and I think there's might be something else. I don't know, but we're like, what's the difference? We Googled it at one time. There's something that dictates what it's called.
This one behind us kind of gets rowdy.
I think that would be a river.
Maybe because like I remember the first year we came, we stayed at the Scottish Inn, which is another little hotel here, which is pretty cool. It's like this like little quaint, like, little place motel, I guess, because you like pull it. I don't know. Anyway, so one night we're like outside and we just hear this like roaring. We're like, what is that? And there's like a full on.
Well, that was just a little creek back there.
That's the same one.
That's the same one.
That thing starts like. Well, no, it doesn't go by the.
No, I think that's just a little one that attaches to that bigger one.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what it is.
But there's a lot of moving water around here.
So, to us, anything's a river. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. We have dry river beds. We have sand river, right? Yeah. Like right now in Phoenix, the Salt River's flowing because of all the rain and snow melt, and people are just flipping out. Like they haven't seen that thing flow like that in a long time. And then you have like the Santa Ana River.
Well, no, I have.
Or you have the Mojave.
The Mojave River.
Yeah.
Which, trivia is, number one, it's an underground river. So, like, it's
the
like
aquifer.
The aquifer's underneath. And secondly, it's the only river in North America that flows backwards.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, I think all of them flow from north to south, and this one is the opposite.
So, even when it, like, goes on top?
Yeah, it flows to the north.
Huh.
Yeah. And which
just
is
because the elevation change or what?
I don't know, but right now, because it is crazy, because the same thing is happening where I'm at. Like we've gotten so much rain that the lake up in the mountains they're like
releasing water for the snow melt.
Exactly, and so they're dumping out all this water. So now it's kind of weird. Like you drive over the river, and there's water, and you're like, whoa. And we were like talking about one time, like we as we're desert guys. We as desert West Coasters come out here, and we're like green. What even down on the way here, you even was like, hey man, there's like water coming out of the mountain and it's like spurting out, and then we're like, well, what happens when someone comes to the West and what blows their mind? And it's
cactuses
or driving over a river with no water in it.
Sand.
Yeah, sand. They're like, what happened? It looks like almost like post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, it does.
Like, where did it go?
Where's all the water?
Yeah, well, it's never been here.
Yeah, it comes every few years.
Yeah.
It is pretty funny.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I remember I was like, if I ever did stand up comedy, I would have a bit about that.
Yeah,
a bit about rivers. Like you go over this river and you're like, oh no, there's no water there. Oh, there's no water there. And then in Arizona we have the New River, and I'm like, I wonder if they named it the New River because every time it rains, it's a new river.
That's a logical thing. That's a very logical thing. I remember one time being at Battle, Alabama, and I was like talking with a local. I was like waiting in line for snow cones, which we haven't done snow cones in a while. That was like a little thing too we had going on for a while.
I'm a big snow cone.
You're a snow cone guy, but then like that was just a random thought. So anyway, staying in line, and I was talking to a local, and they're like, "Where are you from?" I was like, "Oh, I'm from Southern California." They're like, "Oh, that's cool," And I said, "Yeah, I like it here. It's cool, but it's like so humid because Battle, Alabama was like the first weekend in May, and it was starting to get hot." And we were talking back and forth, and their thing is the complete opposite. It's so dry that when they leave here and go visit the West, they're like, yeah, we have to bring like lip balm and we get bloody noses all the time. And like, it's just so dry. Yeah. And I'm like, okay. So that's like the opposite of it,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Snow cone sounds good.
Yeah, I know.
There's two kinds of snow cones, right?
Well, there's real snow cones.
Real snow cones.
And then crushed ice.
Crushed ice.
Yeah. Crushed ice ones are garbage.
If you see someone making a snow cone and they're not making it from a big block of ice, just leave.
That's one thing. So we haven't been to Battle, Alabama in a couple of years. All you have, but I haven't. And that's one thing I miss. Like there was this vendor called Lulu, which is funny because my kid's name is Lou, and we call her Lucia. Her name is Lucia. We call her Lulu. And there was Lulu's shaved ice, and that was good.
Yeah,
that was super good.
Yeah,
that's like real. You know what? So we're just talking about this.
Yeah.
You know what? Which one I can't get behind?
Huh?
Although
the ice cream.
Full disclosure, yeah, the one with like condensed milk in it.
Yeah.
And that's like a Hawaiian, like a true Hawaiian, like shaved ice, has like condensed milk. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't think I can get.
Have you ever tried it?
No,
No?
let's see. Full disclosure, I've never.
I haven't tried it. Okay.
So I don't know.
Maybe they'll have one here tomorrow.
Maybe we don't know.
I don't know.
What do we? So that's another interesting thing.
Yeah.
So as much as we like have all these like chicken sandwiches and Bucky's, brisket sandwiches that are like these like, and for me, banana pudding, like all these like little treat reward food things that drive us. There's really no food here. Is one thing. I mean, I can't say there is food here.
There is the Pancake House, which is good.
The pancake, the Pancake House, Johnny's is pretty dope.
But it's packed all the time. Like you're not like we're not gonna be able to wake up in the morning and go there.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
So like, it was 2021 when Chelsea and Angie came out, and we were like, we're gonna go get food.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So we just drove down the street and this place. I don't know what the sign said, but
it was like a home. Like that's the kitschy campy thing here is like hometown.
Yeah.
It's
very
homely meal.
Yeah, so it's pretty normal to see like a big home turned into something, and this big home was turned into a restaurant, kind of, because it was very Twilight Zone-y.
It was weird.
It was because
they had 3 tables.
Yeah, 3 tables in the living room.
It's dead quiet.
Yeah, and you could see the kitchen, and they're just like
looking out.
Yeah, and it's like you order and you give them the menu, and they're like, "Thank you," and then you sit there and you're like
trying to eat, and you
like,
just feel these eyes peering.
It was very strange.
It was very strange.
That is true. We never really had like a great meal in Maggie Valley.
You know what? But you know what we do get? Bojangles.
Yeah,
that's sort of that. Yeah, we don't mean to. That because really,
well, you want to know why we get that?
Because that's like the only like fast food.
No, because there's more fast food down there. If you just keep going, but it's because it's the first one that's like out of the cruising zone that we can get food quickly.
Yeah, and then get back.
Yeah, because we're like out, so we're like, oh, let's go get food. So we drive down Bojangles, eat in the parking lot, come back and film the cruising.
Do you remember when that lady was about to fight someone in the drive-thru?
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if she still works.
She does because
she was there
last year. Yelling at people. It's insane. This is an interesting place.
Remember when you parked in that lady's park? Like, okay, we went to this place called like Biscuits Cafe or something.
Oh yeah.
Like it was a little.
That was the first year.
Strip mall, mom and pop restaurant, and we pull into this restaurant and park and walk in, and they were like, "Ooh, you parked there," and we're like, "What? What are you talking about?" And they was like, "Oh, you parked in like Mama's spot."
Yeah,
that's Mama's spot.
Mama's
and we're like,
spot.
"Who's Mama?" Yeah. And they're like, if Mama comes back, she's not here, but if she comes back, she's going to tell you to move. And we're like, we'll move. And they're like, no, it's okay. And we're like,
yeah.
That was weird.
It was weird.
Yeah. The owner, I guess, of the restaurant has her own spot, and that's right in the front.
We also have to explain that we are in the foothills of the Smoky Mountains.
Yes.
So we are in God's country.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. not to make fun of any of our audience.
No, there's some interesting billboards. The pornography billboard.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
I couldn't get my phone.
Yeah.
But it was just basically like
shaming people.
Yeah. Save the kids from the pornography in a mall.
Like that's weird.
Yeah.
Who said I don't know who I said this to. I just said it to them. I said, yeah, it was a little twangy. Who did I say that to?
Tanner?
Was it Tanner?
Well, Tanner said it.
Oh, he said it. Okay, yeah. I don't know. I said something to somebody, and they're like, yeah, it's a little twangy.
Yeah.
Oh, because we were talking about the B&B that we were at.
It was. Yeah. I don't know who we were talking about.
I don't know, but it was funny. Well, yeah, it's a bit twangy.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's what time is it?
Oh, it's 9:53.
Man, it's late, huh? Let's see what the Cubs Dodgers score is.
Well, it was 1-0 earlier.
Well, we're gonna see what it is now.
Ooh.
It's 2-1.
Yeah, Dodgers up.
Yeah. If you guys didn't know, Frank's a Dodger fan. I'm a Cubs fan, and they're playing against each other the next 4 days.
Yeah, so it's gonna be fun.
And they played each other last week, and the Cubs beat them 2 games out of 3. Mm-hmm. So they need some vengeance.
Mm-hmm. How long have we been podcasting here?
48 minutes.
48 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This is gonna be a weird. This is gonna be. We always say this is gonna be a weird episode.
Yeah, it always ends up fine.
From here on out, every episode's gonna be a weird episode.
We're weird. We're weird people. I don't know if you guys figured it out yet. But we're very strange. Two very strange people.
Yes.
With our own quirks and features.
Yes.
But
quirks
we're here.
And features.
I'm stoked for the weekend. It's gonna be fun.
What time are we gonna get there in the morning?
Early, like 7.
Yeah, because the other thing that's crazy about this place is there's like trailer parking across the street, but it gets filled up fast. So then like people just start parking in random parking lots with their trailers.
No, that's right.
And it becomes like a cluster. So if we can get there and get parked like legit.
Get there, get, and last year was the first year because Angie can't make it to all these trips. As our family grows and does more activities and stuff, like Angie really can't make it to all the events, so she's at home with the kids. They have softball games and stuff this week. And last year was the first year that I did this alone. I mean, not alone because you're here, but I did it without Angie. And so I modified the booth a bit. Now we lay out, I copied you, like lay out tables, put the shirts on the bodies. Well, now that we've simplified it like that, so like tomorrow we'll get there. It won't take us long to set up. We already have our easy ups up. We have everything kind of organized. So we'll like get people rolling in, and we'll just get the whole weekend going.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's also interesting because we ran into Jason Bell before we left, and he's like, yeah, it's gonna go off. It's gonna get big. And he even said, this Thursday feels like a Friday.
He's so calm for all this.
I know. Yeah, he's really chill about the whole thing.
He is very calm.
Yeah.
I would be freaking out.
You got to think of it as like being at the helm of a town literally being taken over.
Yeah.
And he's the guy putting it all together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I think it's cool. I bet I'm not in his shoes.
I mean, I throw a show. We throw a show. I get it together and stuff. And our show had like 200 cars, and I'm still like kind of freaking out until that last car is in and everything's like, this thing's like 1,000 trucks, and just in there's people here not even for the show, just for the cruising, and like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
What do they cap the attendance for the show at?
Attendance? You mean like show vehicles?
Like show vehicles.
I don't know. I want to say 750.
Because like we have said before that like there's some people who didn't get into the show but they're coming anyway because they know the cruising's going to go down, they know the show's going down, and we were kind of like just talking about it. There must be thousands of people showing up this weekend who are just going to come check out the show. So not only do you have the show and show vehicles, you have thousands of spectators rolling through the gate to attend. So it is an event, and like I said. And it's not. I'm not being like hyperbolic about it either. You can feel it. You can feel it. Like and nothing bad. Like it's not going to pop off.
No. You just feel the buzz. That's the buzz. That's the balloons expanding, and it's just getting ready. And it's just to be a good weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be really good. The vendor spot where we're at. The first couple times we came, we were kind of like in one spot, but now we're like kind of in this vendor area, which is kind of cool.
They kind of used to put the vendors like around the border of the show, and now there's an actual like vendor
area
corral.
That's a good way.
And we are on the far west of the vendor corral, with other West Coast people. So it's kind of like Body Dropped Clothing, Auto Nerd Media, and then us, and we're on the west coast of the West Corral.
On the West Corral. Yeah. And that's the other cool thing too. I think a lot of, I don't know, I can't speak for anybody, but I think there are some people who might think that like there's these other companies out there and we're all like, not against each other necessarily, but like we're all competing against each other.
I don't think anyone thinks that.
You don't think so? I don't. I could, but my point.
I think you think that.
Well, maybe. My point is it's not because it's so cool to see everybody. Like you get there, the other vendors are setting up. You're like, hey, how's it going? Hey, some vendors we saw a couple weekends ago at Forbidden.
Yeah, I have always said because there was a point in time when I was vending, like I would go from. Start the year at LST and then go to Orange Beach Invasion and then do Forbidden and then go Battle in Bama and then or Scraping the Coast. Like I was doing a lot of like South events, East Coast events, and I was like, we created almost like this vendor family. Yeah, like there was like Gooch Customs and like we would be next to each other, all these different shows, and we would just kind of like help each other out. If someone was going to the store, we'd be like, "Yo, you need ice? What do you need? What do you need? You need help?" Like today, we helped push the guy's truck, like. It's just a cool thing to do, like because everyone is doing the same thing. Everyone is setting up an easy up, unloading a trailer, setting up tables, like, and you always forget something or this and that, and then we're all there for the same reason, right? So
I think the reason I said that is because sometimes maybe people not within what we do think that, but there has been instances where like I tell people like they're like, what do you do? And I was like, well, I travel the country, I go to car shows, and I sell merchandise. Like, that's cool. And I said, I usually go with my friend and we ride together. And it's like, oh, well, what does he do? I usually travels the country and sells merchandise. And then they're like, wait, you guys do the same exact thing? Like,
Oh,
how
I
does
see
that
what you're
work
saying.
out?
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
so people might get under the misconception that there's like this competition when it's not. It's exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Everybody's stoked to see each other. Everybody gets along.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun.
It is. Yeah, that makes more sense what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Not the people within the show.
Mm-hmm.
People that don't know what's going on.
Exactly.
I'm tired.
Yeah. I'm kind of jacked. I'm kind of like juiced.
Yeah, you want to go cruise the Maverick up and down the strip?
Well, we got to watch the game. We got to at least finish the game.
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
What time does Walmart close?
I don't even know where the Walmart is.
I know where it is. I'm going to look at what time the Walmart closes. I don't feel complete unless there's a Walmart trip. And Doug, Doug Johnson from Creative House, we went to a lot of shows together. And I was always like, hey, man, I forgot this. Can we go to Walmart?
Yeah.
And it became like he would make fun of me.
Oh, really?
He'd be like, how many Walmarts do you want to go to?
Hey, you know what? Before I left, like, I was getting my snacks and my like little, things together. And then Angie's like, well, do you want to get 2 of these things? I said, no, because we'll go to a Walmart. We'll replenish.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do.
Yeah.
Get more. We need some Red Bulls.
Yeah. They close at 11 p.m. in an hour. So we will not be going to Walmart.
Yeah. No, we're going to chill. We're going to chill. We're going to get
We're going
rested.
to watch the baseball game.
We're going to get rested. And tomorrow, we're going to get right into
Charge
this thing.
batteries.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea to charge some batteries.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I have a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't do I did as far as like content creating is concerned. You've been doing it a while and you keep on telling me to do it, but now I finally did it. I use my phone a lot more.
It really depends on the type of video you're making.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm not saying I'm like shooting like
No.
grabbing
Yeah. That's
clips.
what I'm telling like everybody else.
Okay.
That was another thing. Like the truck doesn't have a lot of room where your truck has the big thing. We can put like 2 big cameras on there. Or wherever, like you put one on the dash sometimes. Like there's just not
we
that.
We really quickly figured that out because I started to pull all my stuff out.
Yep.
And you're like, "Where are you going to put that?" And I was all like,
because
I don't know where I'm going to put it.
Because I thought I made that thought like the night before. I'm all, oh yeah, there's not that thing, and I was like, well, I'll deal with that when Frank comes here because he's the one. You have the bigger kind of a more bigger setup, and we just you started pulling. And I was like, hey, I forgot to tell you like. We don't really have a lot of room for that stuff.
Yeah, but it was cool because it kind of not forced me, but it kind of like pushed me into doing that with my phone because that's one of the reasons I upgraded my phone was to do little stuff like that. So that was kind of cool for me. I actually found that pretty fun. Being able to just grab clips.
It's like again, and it's kind of about the video you're gonna make. So if you're gonna vlog, like if you're gonna like talk to the camera and you're going to like do certain things, like then you need your camera with a good microphone.
Yeah, but even then, like I still like as we came out of Buc-ee's,
I
was like, well, I need to talk about this, not a lot, but a little. So I just like got a clip.
100%. This is totally fine for
that.
You don't want to do it the whole weekend.
No, yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? But for like
a quick,
and it's relatable to the viewer because they know you're on a road trip. They know you're driving, so. Your phone is like relatable to the footage that isn't exactly perfect or the audio that's not exactly perfect, or if you hear road noise or wind noise out of the window, it kind of like helps the audience, the senses.
that makes sense.
So the visual and the hearing sense is like it doesn't.
Yeah, so that was cool. A lot of cool stuff on this trip.
Yeah. Again, we keep talking about how fun it was, and it's fun. Now the drive home,
that's going to be different.
It is, and we'll tell you guys how that went on the next episode, but it is going to be different because we're not going to lollygag like we did on the way here. Like we're going to leave. What time? We usually get out here about 2 or 3.
Yeah.
2 or 3 on the road as far as we can get, maybe try to get past Memphis.
That'd be cool. Not in Memphis.
I mean,
not in Memphis. Sorry, Memphis. If you're from Memphis, you know what? Didn't you say that like some dude was like from Memphis? And he's
Jerry Lewis from Relax. Yeah, he's like, I saw him post something. Someone said Memphis, and he like his comment was like, "Be careful, Memphis is rough. Like I live here."
Yeah.
And of course, there's always nice parts to everywhere.
Oh, for sure.
I used
there's always rough parts.
I used to talk crap about Fresno all the time.
Yeah.
Because I hate Fresno. But then there's some real nice parts, like up toward, like if you're going to Yosemite, like on the back end on the east side. But
and then we also were talking about because it's like LA. Like you wouldn't go down to downtown to Skid Row and hang out.
Go to a chicken sandwich down there.
Yeah, exactly. Which there are probably some bomb ass spots in there, but I don't want to go check it out. But
well, if you did, you don't take a vehicle with out of state license plates, pulling a trailer with luggage in the back, because that's like a dead giveaway. These fools aren't from here.
Exactly. Yeah, they're traveling.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
And it doesn't matter if you're in Memphis or if you're in the backwoods of frickin' wherever.
Alabama.
California.
California.
I mean, try to go up to Northern California.
Oh, yeah.
And
like Northern California.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like anywhere. If you're going to in someone's hood or area or whatever you want to call it, and you're not from there, they're gonna sniff you right out.
Yeah. And then there you are, your Maverick and your wax trailer. I keep on making that joke because the guy you bought the trailer from is all, hey man, just want to let you know, put a fresh coat of wax on it. I'm like, what?
Did we talk about the trailer that
we did? A little bit. We talked about that. We were very cautious about loading it.
So, but we didn't talk about that I bought a trailer.
No, I don't think so.
So I bought a 5x8 trailer, used, but it looks brand new. And the guy that I bought it from, he's like, yeah, I just put a fresh coat of wax on it. And in my head, I was like, who waxes there?
I know.
And
I've
then
never
I thought,
washed my trailer.
And then I thought about Aaron from Art of Noise. He's from Phoenix, and he has a Ferrari now, and he's had like a Porsche, and he's had a really sick Audi, and he's like the president of Art of Noise, basically. I don't know the structure of Art of Noise, but he was the president or whatever. Anyways, he ceramic coated his trailer.
Oh, really?
And it's a black trailer, and Aaron is a perfectionist, a like over the top perfectionist when it comes to anything. The other day he posted a photo, and it was like his trailer had been sitting out for a while or something, and the one side he didn't ceramic coat was all like cloudy and milky, and the other side was like perfectly still black.
Oh, cool.
So I'm like, dang.
So some people do that.
So I'm gonna get home and I'm gonna wash my trailer.
You are? Hey,
I'm gonna wash it. No, I'm not gonna wax it. I will wash the trailer, and when I wash the truck at the same time. And I'm gonna try to take care of it a little bit. Yeah.
It's a cool it's a nice trailer. It looks brand new. And even after we were so careful of weighing and putting away, like there was actually it didn't look like there was a lot of stuff in the trailer. I don't know how to describe it because it did have a lot of stuff, but it didn't look like a lot of stuff. Basically what I'm trying to say is like everything works. Like it wasn't like.
Do you have the photo on your phone still?
I do.
That?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, remember to air. Right here, we'll put a photo of after it was loaded.
And you'll do it because you're about to edit this episode.
I am about to edit this, and I'll add the photo of the Maverick with the trailer on it, and the thing and all that stuff. So basically, nothing has ever everything's always worked out for us. But it's like this was just like we couldn't bring anything else. We brought exactly enough. Yeah. And everything was just exactly enough.
And we'll see how it goes this weekend because tomorrow's the first day one.
And hopefully we're lighter on the way home.
Yeah, hopefully. That's the goal.
That's the goal.
That's the goal is to be a little
We should have brought the scale and weighed everything on the way back in. And then
that would be insane, wouldn't it?
We would be insane.
We would be insane.
Imagine people looking at us with a bathroom scale.
All the other vendors are like, what are they doing?
Just don't mind us.
37.2.
We're adding the weight of... No one else has to do that. You were saying the Hot Rides Mad guy. He was like he had buckets holding down his Easy Up, and they're half full of concrete. Yeah. And there's 16 of them. Yeah. This dude just like I couldn't even put 3 of those in the trailer. We'd be like, no, that's
too much.
Too much for the Mavie.
It's too much. You did make me leave back my Easy Up cover.
That's a whole. So real quick, I'm thinking, okay, how to shave weight, right? So if we could, so each of my totes of t-shirts is about 25 pounds and it holds one design. So I'm like, okay, if we can shave 25 pounds, I can bring another design. And I did leave back like the girls' tank tops, and I left back a rack. The racks weigh 15 pounds. And I know this sounds really crazy to people, okay? But we're right at the 2,000 pounds. So in my head, I'm like, okay, if we left this and left that, but then I'm thinking, you can't shave that much weight. You can't leave back that much stuff. Right. Like unless you replace the metal racks with plastic racks and you replace the steel Easy Ups with aluminum Easy Ups, like then you're going to start saving 50 pounds here.
Like
significant weight. Because the problem wasn't space. The problem was only weight.
I think that's what I'm trying to say.
That's what messed us up. That's what messed me up because I was like, okay, if we don't bring this, then, and I'm like, wait a minute. It's not the space. It's the weight. So we would have to literally leave back like all the totes and just throw the t-shirts in there with no totes.
So funny.
Like, what are you going to do with tables? Like Lindsay has those black tables, and they were like 3 pounds lighter than the white tables. So 6 tables. If we got all the black tables, that's 18 pounds.
Yeah, that would be significant.
That's 8, but it's not as significant enough to buy 6 new tables.
That's true. And I think that's what was messing with me too. Is because we're like, we got 2,000 pounds. Like that's what we can do. And so we measured it all out. And when we put it in the trailer, it was kind of like a little bit of a mind messing with me because like it didn't look full. Yeah. It's like, well, you could fit more stuff in there, but it was a weird thing.
Yeah. What room are we in?
308.
We're in. Tanner just messaged me.
Oh. What do we got here? Oh, there's a whole bunch of people hitting me up. Anyway, all right, we done?
Are they hitting you up, or they're just on your Instagram liking your stories?
Yeah. We'll talk about that later.
That's a whole nother
thing.
Because I do want to bring up on a future episode soon. So our 1 year episode our first episode was the pilot episode.
Mm-hmm.
Then the very first episode, did we talk about mini nets?
I don't know what we.
I remember we did talk about mini nets.
Did we or did we do?
You were very excited to talk about mini nets at that point in time.
Yeah.
So we will be talking about mini nets on our 1 year episode.
Yeah.
And then there is a future topic. We haven't really had like an official topic in a long time.
For a while, yeah.
I have a topic that we're going to talk about, and it's text messaging versus phone calls.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good conversation.
Yeah.
Because we got a lot of stuff going on with that.
Yeah.
This for our audio, we're just thumbing up.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. We'll see you later. It was a lot of fun.
Well,
don't go to our websites this week because we're here.
Yeah. Don't order anything.
Anything.
Order something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Order whatever you want, but we might not have it when we get back.
Don't expect it. So you guys are listening to this Monday.
Yeah.
If you order something, don't.
No, it'll be fine because I'll be back. We'll be back.
Okay.
Yeah, don't even order. Just order stuff. We're giving stuff away. The Switch stuff is done at the end of this month.
Oh yeah,
the Switch manifold
is
done at the end of this month, and then we'll announce the winner and the new prize. Pay attention to our websites.
LiveLifeCustom.com.
Grinder-TV.com.
That's it.
Bye.
Bye.